Welcome back, guys. Today I'm just going to be explaining some bit of iCC again. So today I took the account from 1.5. We are now in 3k. If you observe today, today we made around 1.8, but that's not the main thing. The main issue right here that we have is that price underneath this zone. Okay, if you have been observing me, price whenever it went underneath this zone, we had sales. Okay, so the first time it came underneath, then we had a pullback. Now we have a continuation. So we don't have to worry about anything at all. Our stop loss should be in place, and then we shall be good to go for sales. Okay, so I'll input more sales here, at least three more layers. Okay, 3 more layers for sales, and then I will be holding price until we reach the next zone of confluence. So my whole idea is that price will likely, you see this level of support over here. If you guys observe, this is a level of support. So if price manages to break the first level over here, that's an indication. If you observe, that is a level of support. So if price manages to cross, that's an indication that it wants to continue. After we break, then we may have a pullback. We don't care as long as it doesn't break this level of support of resistance over here. We shall be good to go. Okay, and then we shall be holding until price reaches we shall be holding ourselves until price reaches the next level of support. But just so you know, when you're trading iCC, in most of the cases it's a waiting game. Okay, let me show you something what I mean by a waiting game. Let's go on the weekly time frame so that you guys can see clearly what was the main concept. If you go to the weekly time frame, you realize something very crucial. Okay, at this area over here, we had a level of support, level of resistance. Sorry, price made an indication that it wants to go above that level by breaking above the zone a little bit. Okay, what happened? Price started to push lower after it made that indication. Now the next step that we can have right now is to wait for price to come back above this level, and then we have the continuation for buys. As simple as that. You don't have to stress so much, but I think this trade isn't going in my direction. Let me go to the M15. The M15 is showing me the same thing, but I'm not seeing. Yeah, I don't see much of this because I've seen that structure is already broken. Let me close out these trades, and let's wait for buys, because currently we broke structure on the M15. Okay, this is nothing too crazy. It happens a lot. Sometimes it happens account. Here I'm managing risk, so I'm not over risking and stuff. But basically, what I'm seeing here is that price was able to break out of this level of support. I keep calling it support. It's a level of resistance. Price was able to break out. So the indication is there. Now we have to wait for price to make a correction, which was over there. And then we are waiting for the continuation. So let's wait until price is above that level. Then we shall take our entries for buys. If you go to the M5, sorry, you observe that it's really what it is. Okay, it is what it is. Price actually started. If you observe, this was a lower low, and then this was a higher high over here. This was a higher high. So price is making changing character. You have seen that it has already broken past this level of support. Therefore, there is a high chance that it can continue even pushing higher. Because why not push higher when you have all the confluences? So the next step that we have, we see that price is forming another higher high over here. In iCC, you don't have to hesitate. When you hesitate, you're going to always have missed opportunities. Okay, so you know that anything above this level is good for buys, because as we have said previously, to the left we have seen price had a level of resistance until price went above that zone. So if price comes back above that zone again, we shall be aiming to take our buys. If you observe also here, price broke above, giving us the indication, then it broke out fully. If you observe here, it broke out fully up to around there. So once price comes above that level, I'll be willing to take my buys until we reach the next level, which is above there. So we shall just simply wait. In iCC, you don't have to predict anything. You don't have to wait for candles for the MA to cross over. You don't have to do all that nonsense. All you have to do is wait for a reaction and wait for a correction, and then you have the continuation move. As simple as that. If it was that complicated, I think most of the iCC traders would be in big losses, okay? But yeah, let's wait and see what price gives us. But I can assure you that price is now pushing P, okay? We are pushing up, we are pushing up. We don't know how long this can take, but if price goes above this level, I'm willing to take the entries for buys. So what do you do in such cases whereby you know that price may push up, but you don't know when it will actually reach? Well, you have to be flexible. For instance, if price comes above this level over here, as I've shown you, then we may have the ability to push from around this up there. So that could be a good push. Because why am I saying this is a good push? We have seen that price was making lower lows over here. This was the first lower low, and then all of a sudden price started to push higher. Okay, so this was the level that broke the structure above. This was the major area of support, so we broke it. So if price comes back above this level, I can easily take my entries. Why? Because I know from the past experience that whenever price went above this level, we had massive bullish momentum. So if it does it one more time, we may now start taking in our entries for buys. Why am I not buying at this area where price is? Because there is no indication. I have no indication here that price can potentially push higher. Price can even just come from this area, same area. It can just come and then collapse. Okay, it can just come and then push lower. So with that said, what do we expect from the markets now? From the M15 perspective, we know that price, once it's above that level, we are good for buys. And what's the level that I'm talking about? Okay, all we have to do here is just be patient. As simple as that, guys. Just be patient. Wait for your entries, wait for your setups, then you can take your trades. You don't have to overcomplicate your charts with indicators and all that stuff. What did you observe here? Even if you observe, why did I put my sell limits here? Because I've been observing that whenever price went underneath this level, we had sells. Okay, the first time that price went underneath this level, we had sells. So if there was a second time that price went underneath that same level, if price came all the way down here, I'll take my entries for sells. Simple as that. And why am I holding these entries here? I'm waiting for price to give me an indication above this level. Okay, and we see that price has already come. The first time it has come above this small zone over here. We see we had a drop base drop. There was a level of support over there, or level of resistance. Price resisted price at that zone, but now it's coming above the zone. Okay, so where would you put your entries? As I've told you, you can put your entries and then hold stop loss underneath this previous low, and then afterwards we shall hold. So I'll start stacking in my buy, because I know from the past experience price is likely to start pushing higher. So let me first get good price points. Okay, price is pushing higher. I think I'll enter 4 positions. Okay, sorry, I'll enter 4 positions. One more position. Okay, so I'll enter 4 positions and I'll be holding price until we reach the next level of support, which is over here. My stop loss, as I've told you, is going to be underneath this level of support, and then my TP is going to be at the next area of confluence, which is above there, because price has shown me in the previous cases that whenever it was above this level, we had a potential to push all the way to that area. So there's nothing to get scared of. I'll just simply hold my buys, and then as I've been telling you, I'll just put 4 positions. Stop loss is going to be underneath this level of support over here. We see that price was being held at this level of support, so 4204 is a good area to hold. Okay, so it will have 4204. If price breaks this level of support, then I'll have no valid entry. My entry will be invalid. Okay, so that's the thing with iCC. You know where you can put your stop loss, because price has shown you that above the level we are breaking, there is a high probability that buyers will come into the market and push price higher. So if this fails, we shall find another setup. There's nothing so holy about this. There is no indicators, there is nothing, just pure price action. Okay, pure price action, and all you have to do is just wait for ATP to be hit. Simple as that. I don't have to hold and then be scared, oh, it's pushing low. Or if it, let me just show you an example. It may come, price can come all the way up to this area over here, and you'll be like, let me just close out. Then all of a sudden it will start pushing up and then even continue towards your direction. So you just have to be patient with the markets. You don't have to be scared, but just be patient with the markets. But yeah, that's evenly what's pushing, and I shall just wait. I shall be updating you in the next video. Thank you for watching.